and it's a giant. This is our new family dog. This is River. Say hello, River. What are you doing, River? It's 6:30 in the morning, and I want to come up with my plan of how I'm going to go and try and target a snapper. But I just want to talk about the start of a snapper season and the years of fishing I've done in Port Phillip Bay and Westernport, and how I see fishing the bays through my eyes and what I think I know. Not saying I know anything. We look at snapper, the fish in general, just by sitting at your computer or reading on your phone. I've learned a lot about snapper and what they do, and they do the same thing pretty much everywhere in Australia, and it's all based around the water temperature. The water temperature is a really good indication for what the fish is going to be doing, and right now we're in August. As we get into spring, the water temperature will warm up, and schools of snapper from around SA and all out the front, I don't know exactly where, will start to head into Port Phillip Bay and Westernport Bay, and they'll school up and then spawn in November and then leave around Christmas. Majority of the fish, some will stay, some will go. So last year we got onto a really good bite real early, and no one knows when they actually come in, if they come in at dark or if they come in the daytime. And yeah, so once all these snappers start coming in, I think it's naturally inbuilt into a snapper's brain to swim shallow and towards a freshwater source, and I'm not sure why. Look at Westernport, the top end, it's full of nutrients. There's lots of little gummy sharks up there that very rarely catch a really big gummy shark up there, and that's because it's a nursery. The big ones come in, they're full, they're pregnant, then they swim up the top end, they give birth, and then they probably don't feel like feeding again because they probably don't like that water or the dirty water with the nutrients. They like clean salt water. And all those little gummies that are up the top, for the first year or so of their life, they need that nutrients to survive. And the snapper are different because they need to feed up on that nutrients to get ready, to get fit to spawn. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use chat. I'm not the best at communicating.
One, the shallows can have a lot of food sources like smaller fish, crustaceans, and things that snapper love to munch on.
Would you also add into the mix maybe snapper go into the shallows because they want to spawn somewhere shallow? If they're young, the best chance of survival?
Absolutely, let's add that in. So another big reason they head into those shallower areas is exactly that, spawning. When snapper are ready to spawn, they like to do it in places that are a bit shallower because it gives their eggs and their young a better shot at survival. It's like they're looking for a bit of a nursery zone where the little ones have a safer start and more shelter.
Alright, so based on all this information, like what we know, we can use that to target the fish, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Head out and target some snapper, and I'll be happy with one snapper. Do I need a big tide to catch snapper at this time of year? Well, last year, me and Izzy had a ripper session in September. We caught 16 fish. Well, of course, we let majority of them go. I wanted to know what tide that was on. There's this function on Willy Weather where you can go back into previous year's tides. So I have a theory that the fish will do the same thing on the same tide a year later in the same similar area. Willy Weather, you go on tides, and if we look here, that's the actual date. So we can go back in time with this here, go confirm, there's the tide from back then. Because I've got photos saved on iCloud, see the date when we caught lots of snapper, and then go back in time in here and see the tide. And what I found out, they were bad tides. We absolutely railed them on bad tides, and it did not matter. And then the pennies dropped. At the start of a snapper season, I don't think it's very important at all for the size of the tide. The fish come in, and the first thing they do is feed up to get ready to spawn. I think a good fisherman teach themselves, rather than be a follower, use your brain and be a leader.
No light, but I'm surrounded by all white. Wrapped up in you going snowblind. Addicted to getting your first bite. And I run to love the cold. So far gone in your control. Say what you want, it hits me. An avalanche, a flash freeze. Never stood a chance, so bury me under your snow. Under your
Yeah. It's not a super great tide, but there's not a boat out here. Let me get some rods in and we'll have a chat. Well, good morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning in August. It's cloudy, there's not a breath of wind, and I've got snapper on my mind. What we're doing today is we're just going to have a crack. I've run out of Ocean Accessories easy clips, so what I've done is I've just got a couple of swivels like this. So there's a stopper swivel, and it's just running on that. It works, it'll get me out of trouble, but it's not the best idea. I'm unorganised, and I'm really just out here to relax, enjoy the day, and see if I can snare an early season snapper. I'm going to do a lot of fishing in different spots this year. What a beautiful morning. I can't believe I ummed and ah coming out. Like, there's not a breath of wind. Okay tide, not a decent tide, but I'll let you in on a hot secret. Last year, when we started banging them, was all on crap tides. So when they come in the bay, if you get the right conditions at the right time, you can catch them. Are they in the bay now? Probably not. Probably not going to happen for another couple of weeks. But there'll be a few schools lurking around, which interests me. Have a fairly tight drag, not super tight, just enough so they can hook themselves. The wind can affect the bite, so like you can be out here and it'd be dead as a doornail, a big westerly kick up, and then all of a sudden the fish just turn on, something triggers them, the wind shift or whatever it might be, and but it didn't trigger that fish. There's a certain way you strike them early season, and you just hold the rod, try and keep it as steady as possible, and you'll feel these taps like there. That's a pinky actually, and you just hold it and you just be calm, and you'll feel it sort of like get a lot of the hook in its mouth. That is a pinky, small pinky I think. When it gets the majority of the fish in its mouth, that's when you want to hit it. Like when you feel the weight pull down on the rod, like fairly decent. It's hard to do, and sometimes you just can't. It's just you miss. That's what it is. It's all about timing and practice. You don't get many opportunities to practice the winter ones. Like they're rare. So you just got to do it spot on, because that's the difference between catching a fish and going home empty-handed. That fish that was biting then, that would probably be it felt like a 30 centimetre pinky. Because throughout winter you can catch the 50 centimetre pinkies quite, not easy, but you can get them. That's the situation. The winds come up. Got out here, a bit of a second, not much of the tide left. I've got out here pretty late. I'll see if we can snag one. Got whatever it was. That's a salmon. Alright, that's some bait. Hit them early season. You just give them a bang like that. And look at that. So in early season I like to fill it. Once it gets to the season I'll just use chunk baits. Salmon is a terrific bait for snapper, because now it's soft, but he was just caught. Now he's on a hook. Just pin up like this, and then we'll just convert to something. And there's the reef. So all I'm going to do, a bit of broken ground there, I'm going to anchor up. And the reason I don't sound for snapper this time of year is because you see the current there, it's pushing a lot of water. I just can't see why fish would hold into that current and use all their energy, especially when they're not feeding hard. So we'll just drop the anchor. Just made a move. Get out of the wind. Always somewhere to get out of the wind. So there we go, got the baits in, 3 squid and one salmon fillet. This is a monster, man. Oh my god, Reed! All right guys, I'm dead set on. I've got Izzy on the phone, and we're just talking about where we're going to fish the next tide. Oh,
You can do it.
Oh, look at it! Yes, it's definitely a snapper. I've seen it. Come on, little bub. Oh, it's not that big. It's big though. Oh, it's giving me grief at the boat. Come here, brother. It's in the net. It's in the net. Woo!
Oh, her face is a fish.
Oh, I'm shaking, man. night, guys. So I just got that fish, and it was slack tide. Shot out for 2 hours, jagged that snapper. I've shot back in to grab Izzy, and here she is.
Hello.
And so we're gonna go on with it. And look, we probably won't get another fish, but we're in August, and I would not come out now chasing snapper unless you're happy to go home with nothing. You know, that something will happen now.
We usually start fishing very, very hard next week. There has been fluctuations of the water temp. We've always kept screenshots of the water temps every year because it does play a big role in the bites of the fish. All of last week was 11 degrees, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not the water.
Creeping up now.
The water temp's just starting to creep up. Doesn't mean the fish are coming in. There was a good chance that fish that I caught before was a residential, and the whole fun for me is the early season bite. It's harder, and I like to chase, and that's because in November, while it's still fun and I still like it, but it's more a time when I take out friends and family so they can catch fish because it's easy. And you're the same, aren't you?
Yeah, the challenge is what we love the most, and just beating the odds. The conditions aren't always perfect. It's absolutely freezing. It's hard work and less people in the water, and the reward is just like amazing when you get that big fish for the early season.
Yeah, that's all about the challenge. So right now we're probably mid-tide, mid-run out, and I honestly don't reckon it matters what side of the bay you're on. The sole reason we're up here now is because of the wind, and because the other side's no good. It's rough. But
they're very you'd say that they're they have very similar patterns of locations every year. So if you've caught fish in one area, they're probably gonna high chance be there same time the following year or around the same time.
Yeah.
So just try, if you have a certain mark that you caught fish late August, early September last year, you'd be silly not to try it again.
There's lots of areas to try. That area where I caught the fish today, I've never fished that mark before, but I thought about where the snapper would come from. I imagined it in my head, and I thought why I should anchor in that. There was a bit of reef, and it's on the edge of a bank, and I just thought if he's going to be up here feeding, he'll come along and he'll go over that reef, and hopefully I'll get a bite. Hopefully they're biting, and the fish did.
And that's, I think, why we love when the conditions challenge us, because we end up having to find new spots to fish because it's just unfishable in areas, and then you find new areas and look what happens. Reedy caught a really good fish.
You're forced to find new areas, yeah.
It's the same with boats during the season. You can't go sook that someone's sitting on a mark that you fished the day before. You're just gonna have to go find somewhere else.
Deal with it. Yeah.
You know.
You think I'll get you out for snapper season? For one or two trips? Huh? Brains behind Reedy's rigs. She doesn't want to be on YouTube, but this is the snapper. Last night I posted a photo of this young fella who caught a 88 centimetre snapper over the weekend, and I thought that was a terrific effort. He's gone out there, he's a young fella, he's into fishing and caught this beast of a snapper, and I posted it up on Facebook, and 99% of the people were being awesome, saying well done, and that's awesome. But there's a small percentage of a few people trying to bring him down, and I've just had a gutful and say, if there's any negative stuff on my Facebook page, you just get blocked and see you later, because what I'm about and what my brand is about bringing people up, bringing fishos up, not bringing them down. So well done Kirk, well done Daniel, 2 ripper fish over the weekend, and thanks for watching, guys. It's been thanks for watching, and I hopefully can get out there, it's still hard, and catch a snapper.